I mean, week 6 was a bit hectic. Let's be completely honest. It was hectic. The power rankings have all shifted. There's a lot of good games that happened from the National Prem all the way down to the Southern 2. There's a lot. Teb's here with SJ. We're going to talk about it. Simple as. I mean, unfortunately, I woke up too late to get a guest on, which is my fault. But we'll probably have a guest on Friday to make up for that. Just because, yeah. But then also people train on a Friday. So we don't know. But SJ, how are you doing? Obviously, it's a nice week off for you.
I had a nice week off. I went to watch Arsenal yesterday. North London derby, big 4-1 win. So
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
I'm buzzing. Right.
I genuinely don't, which is what is crazy.
Right, let's just talk about American football then. What's the point?
Yeah,
What's
mate, I don't know.
You about my weekend,
mate. Just MK Dons. That's the only football team that
the only one you know is a franchise club. That's really
yeah, exactly. It's American football themed. Also, you're leading the predictions here. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm not surprised really.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, I get to pick my own team every week, which is great because so far it's been pretty guaranteed for 16 straight. So I'm happy.
I wish we did put a prize on it at the start of the year, but such is life.
Well, why don't we ask people what we could do as like a punishment for last?
For last, yeah. I mean, yeah. Put it in the chat. Put it in the Instagram chat and the YouTube chat. What's a good prize and what's a good punishment for Uniball predictions? Well, I think loser has to travel to the furthest possible away fixture.
Make
by coach.
Yeah.
And so does the winner. No. So we're going to get into it. So national premiership. Obviously, I had the privilege of commentating the UE Bullets beating the Durham Saints 28-17. Let's be real here. These UE Bullets are not the same UE Bullets of the past. That's the vibe I get. And I think it lends itself well narratively, I suppose, that it seems that the Bullets have their back up against the wall. It doesn't seem as cut and dry as it has been the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, we said this before, didn't we? Like, it's a bit odd this year. Everything seems a bit lethargic. Is that the right word? Maybe.
Are you trying to tell me that you think we're in a Uniball depression right now?
I think we are.
The last few years have been too good.
Really good memes. We've got really good memes this year. Good
memes. Oh, America TJ's here. He's got a great video on what was happening to the Stuttgart Surge right now because it's all a mess. Do go and watch if you're interested in European football. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, Durham looked good, and it wouldn't surprise me like that when that fixture happens. I think it's February 7th is when the UE got up to Durham because UE have got
changed by BUCS as well.
Is it like that's a great game, right? And then you've also got like UE versus Notts at Hillside Gardens the week after, so it's a big stretch there for UE, and really could be damaging at the end of the season. Like it's like some of the people who were there, they did sort of echo the Uniball depression. Like there's because Leeds Beckett, let's be honest, they're going to be in the position where they're going to face the winner of the Premiership. The Durham, Loughborough, UE, and Gold. They're going to make the playoffs. It just depends on where people are going to go. And like that's what's going to matter the most, right? Because because the Bullets have to travel so far to reach these teams, or further than, let's say it's Nottingham and Loughborough. That's what it's really all about. It's just about seeding, which obviously, takes a little bit of the luster off of it. But you look at the Durham Saints. The Durham Saints were pretty good there. I mean, their QB, Nico Candido, he was basically everything as advertised. He was athletic. He could throw the ball. Like the pocket for Durham was, holding pretty good, and the special teams unit, again, pretty decent. But just the UE Bullets managed to come out with a win. But it's a lot more of a human looking UE Bullets this year than it has been, realistically for the past 4. Well, I'd probably say 3. I'd probably say that first one, where they had that, classic game against Nottingham Gold in the finals. That's probably the last time the Bullets looked,
that's still the best Uniball game of all time.
Still the best Uniball game of all time. Well, I think all the one that preceded that, the UE Bullets versus Leeds Beckett, to go into that game, that was another just for the ending.
That was that had like ridiculous numbers on it because everyone came in at the last 5 minutes just to hate watch, and then the hate watch didn't happen.
Exactly right, but I think there's definitely something to be said that the UE Bullets are going to have to, they don't look like the same team, but obviously they're still one of the best teams in the country. But it's also, you can't really when it comes to looking forward to BUCS Big Wednesday, obviously we've just finished week 6, so that's might as well be a lifetime away. It doesn't, like, at the start of the season you could basically say, well, it's going to be someone versus the UE Bullets, but it doesn't feel like that's guaranteed. Which obviously it should never be guaranteed, but the feeling of guaranteed placement for the Bullets just isn't there anymore.
I think that's it. Like we've both got a lot of friends at the Bullets, and as much as for a personal level we'd like to see them doing well, there is the thing of, it's quite nice actually to have a thing where we're like, I have no idea who's going to be in that final. It could be UE Durham, it could be Notts Durham, it could be UE Durham. Like, if anything, maybe a Notts UE year, a Notts Durham year wouldn't be too bad.
It wouldn't. I completely agree. Like, I mean, we're only in the second year in the National Prem, and it's already proven to be a really, really good idea. I mean,
just needs to get that bottom half of it.
Exactly right. Like, it's, I think when it comes time in Leeds Beckett, it's obviously like Leeds Beckett, they could very well win that promotion relegation game. Let's be honest, they could stay up there. Then it's just a case of rebuilding for them. But rebuilding at the highest level is very, very tough. So, I mean, but moving on to that game, I mean, a very, very low scoring affair here. Loughborough managed to beat Leeds Beckett 9-3. I mean, what does that tell you?
I mean, I watched all of it. Technically as Loughborough alum, I wanted Loughborough to win, and it was great. But
I don't think you can say technically. I think you are.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Not to quote a meme, but we mustn't forget that it has been raining. And like the rain really took away the pass game for both teams.
Yeah, but it rained for both teams. It always the classic.
What do you mean it's been raining? But yeah, no passes were under throw. It just wasn't. I'm sure both teams will agree to. It wasn't a good performance from either team, in my opinion. I think Loughborough always looked like they were going to win it. I think there was maybe one moment where it looked like Beckett might. I mean, Beckett got a class running back. He was really driving the ball at one point. But yeah, that's not. It's a shame because that Beckett team hasn't lived up to the preseason hype whatsoever.
Well, the thing is, I mean, like, what is that? Like, let's say Loughborough lose the rest of the fixtures apart from that one to Leeds Beckett. Leeds Beckett win that game by a touchdown, and suddenly Beckett are up, and Loughborough are in the promotion relegation game. Like, it sets up that second fixture being realistically must watch.
Yeah, it's 9-3. It's anyone's game still.
Exactly.
I think you could see it towards the end. Like, I was thinking, why aren't Loughborough just kneeling it out? And I was like, okay, they're actually just trying to. They need to put some points up here.
Yeah, I think they're aware of that because, like, that scoreline or even the weather may potentially save Leeds Beckett. But I mean, we're gonna have to wait on that next fixture to take place. But we're going to move to the Prem North. I'm not going to call it an upset, but the NTU Renegades
Close.
knock off the Warwick Wolves, both now at 2-1. Obviously, Warwick defeated NTU earlier in the season, but I mean, a big game, obviously at Butts Park, and I mean, there's always something to it when like you have like one of these big games like Explosion, and the home team, can't come away with the win.
There's quite a few of those. There's a couple of those this week.
Well, yes, of course. We'll move on to the Prem South one in a
Yeah.
bit, but I mean, NTU, I'm sort of happy for NTU. I feel like
Who's got a head-to-head?
let's have a
Because that
look.
first game was like really close as well.
Let's have a look. You've got a vamp, SJ, while I have a look at the scores. Talk about something. Talk anything. Awful. 14 to 10 was the score.
What's scoring this one?
13 to 6.
So NTU have got the head-to-head now.
Yeah, so
that's huge.
I mean, like NTU, like I felt they were a bit of a sleeper team, but the thing is, the Prem North is one of those ones where it's so because all the games are really close, and
it's not cut out.
It's both good and bad. In the Prem South, you could say obviously Brunel are at the top, but then like in the Prem North, because of like all this infighting, it makes it very, very interesting to see who's actually going to walk away with the number one seed, and it doesn't lend itself well for like future predictions about when the Prem South and the Prem North start to mix it up in the playoffs.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we're not in a depression then. We're actually in prime Uniball.
Yeah, because it's all close.
Don't know who's going to win what.
Yeah.
Is it actually everyone's really good now? It's not just one team's really good.
Yeah.
See, I think positive spin.
Positivity. Uniball positivism. Let's get it done. We're starting the trend. But I mean, again, it certainly makes it interesting. Like still the big question mark in the Prem North is Leeds. A team that historically has.
If they're any good or not. It's so annoying.
Again, it's like they've lost their games, but not by a lot. And it's the same one for the other fixture. Obviously, Newcastle haven't played in a while. Obviously, social media posts from Newcastle this week.
They played yesterday, no? They played yesterday.
Yeah, what? Yeah, I'm getting to that, brother.
Oh, sorry.
I'm getting to that. Like the social media post from Newcastle did make me laugh this week, but they lose to their varsity rivals in the Northumbria Mustangs, 17-14. I would say now. I mean, I was very harsh to the Northumbria Mustangs at the start of the season, as known. Can't say that anymore. I mean, they're a premiership side. I don't think they're going down, which is more than I would have said at the start of the season.
We've been very wrong with the Prem North. I think every prediction we've made. They're all just sitting there going, nah.
No. This is like I think I'd Leeds to win it. No, obviously not. I'd Northumbria going down. No, obviously not. But it's interesting. I mean, like obviously only 3 points in it. I think the Raiders still are a good team considering that last season they were very much circling the drain with Liverpool. It's nice to see them bounce back. It's nice to see Northumbria do well. But again, the question mark here for me is still the Leeds Griffins. If they can find form again, there's still time for them to make it to a playoff spot and then put probably the Newcastle Raiders under some pressure, maybe even the Northumbria Mustangs under some pressure. But I mean, when it comes time for the playoffs and we find out who's relegated, I don't have a clue right now. Not a Scooby-Doo's winning that.
I don't know what's going on.
No.
The South is the same.
Well,
somewhat.
I'd say the top two I'm pretty solid on. It's who's getting relegated in the Prem South, which is the big question. So we'll move on to that. The Exeter Demons, after putting the most points of anyone on the season on Brunel, fall to 0-3, losing to the Cardiff Cobras 24-6. 1 point in that game, the Cardiff Cobras had a 21-0 lead as well. Again, it's after the last few years, the Cobras being again circling the drain. I think they have established themselves as a Prem South side, and that's fantastic for the Cobras. However, the Demons, 0-3, losing to Portsmouth,
It's
not
I
looking good for Exeter.
I didn't see this happening.
No, not
I
at all.
thought, okay, Brunel, I can understand. Portsmouth, okay, that's a shock. Sounds like it was an absolute mess of a game, and then it's happened again, and it's like, okay, have we got to start watching Exeter as well? Because Cardiff, I think Cardiff are good. Cardiff are fine.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I still think Exeter's better than Portsmouth.
Well, this is it,
But
right?
I don't know how to explain why I think that. It's kind of just like
It's because at the start of the season, like we heard rumblings of, positive things out of Exeter, negative things out of Exeter, and for me, I was surprised that Portsmouth, fell to the position that they were in, and I was like, oh, okay, well, Exeter are definitely going to be able to get past the Destroyers, and it's just not happened. The Cobras, again, looking real good with it, but again, 0-3. I mean, it's difficult to come back from because I don't think the Demons are going to be able to take one off SGS or the Burners. Cobras are putting a pretty big stamp on it, especially when you consider that was one of the big Saturday homecoming games for the Demons. I mean, don't get me wrong, their new white kit looks nice, but you never like to go out in your brand new kit, which you love to see, and lose. It's never good. It's never good. It's almost snake bitten, but that's too much of a pun for the Cobras. Unbelievable.
From what I got told, I think Cardiff took the kickoff way all the way down to the 10-yard line or something, then scored in one play. I think then something else went wrong for Exeter. So I think again, it just sounds like it's just Exeter shot themselves in the foot in 2 games in a row now.
Here's the thing: it's like I believe that that Exeter can turn it around. They are one of those teams where they're not a team that lets their heads drop. But I mean, 0-3 is a difficult proposition for them. So moving now on to D1 in the Scotland. Obviously, Aberdeen still yet to play a game. Walk over to Heriot Watt. Heriot Watt get their first win of the season. Not much to talk about there. I think we are going to have Ramona on next week to sort of go through Scotland, especially with the scoreline out of the Mavericks and the Tigers 2020 draw.
Yeah.
I mean, those two teams are very much level peg, and it's all about who's best out of Edinburgh and Glasgow. I see that as probably the biggest rivalry in the Scottish one, and for them to come out as a draw, yeah, I get it. I sort of get it. I'm interested to see. Can Sterling make people? I feel like we haven't spoken about Sterling in a hot minute. So again, but I mean, when it comes to the playoffs, obviously we had 3 teams from Scotland last year, but a draw there makes it a bit more difficult for.
I don't think you're going to get 3 this year.
No, it wouldn't surprise me if you didn't. I'll tell you what, mate. Instagram comments here. I tell you what, for the Have a Day post, we have been sort of sent some of the stats for the Cobras, and I mean, we all know that Sam Harvey for the Cardiff Cobras is good at football, and you see the stat line, you're like, oh yeah, we just need people to be reminded of Sam
What was
Harvey.
it again?
What was what?
What was the stat line?
Well, you can see it on the Have a Days, mate. I think it was 247 through the air. I don't remember how many touchdowns. I'm sure James will tell me what it was. But even good old David Shrimwell, Cobras might have something special for the Burners. It's going to be a great game. Going to be a great game to go down to Cardiff to go and see. And depending on when it is. What about the Jed 1 snap, 1 fumble recovery? We're not at the Bristol game yet. But yeah, I mean, Prem South games. I mean, they are good. They are good. Sort of there's no bad game in the Prem South. I think there's no bad game in the Prem North either. In which I think our Uniball depression line. It's actually not. It's just everyone's good now. So Northern one.
I don't like that. Adam, that's not nice.
Filled with milk.
What?
What does that, Adam? What does that mean?
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
also, Adam, the only person in the entirety of British American football who calls me Chris, and I don't like it. I don't like it, and he's the only person that does it. It's Northern 1, Lancashire 4-0. Yep. Shut out MMU. Yep. But I mean, in the thriller, in in the thriller in Liverpool, 12-0 to the Raptors. 1-3 again. Again, because that scoreline's so low, again that double relegation, I don't think it's going to save them.
Good for your opponents. Yeah, can we go into Lancashire? I feel like we just glance over them every week,
Okay.
and I feel bad about it.
Okay. Then let's go into Lancashire. I mean, like every week they send us the stats, and every single week they are impressive.
Every week it's like, oh, cool, well done, Charlie, good for you.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
But again, like I've made my feelings known on the Rams, and where the sort of problems arise. The problem arise in the regular season. You look at the Northern 1, it's the Rams, and then it's everyone else. But then you look at the playoff track record for the Lancashire Rams.
It's
It's
actually
not good.
horrendous.
It's
really,
terrible.
It's not. They've had one win, haven't they, in the playoffs?
I think in the last few, yeah. And then it's not been good. Like that's my concern. I've got no concerns about regular season Rams. I've got worries about postseason Rams. Obviously, we're not there yet, but I think they're going to win out. Obviously the battle for the 1 seed, I think, is going to be between them and Napier. Although Notts Green are putting themselves very much in the conversation.
Far they actually.
They're putting themselves in the conversation. But then the Notts Green, when it comes to towards the end of the season, historically not as strong. Like Hallam last year being able to defeat them both in the regular season and last fixture, and then in the playoffs.
I mean, it's looking very differently for them now, though, isn't it? Like if we look at the score from the weekend just gone, what was it? Shut out and
46.
Just shy of 50.
Is it? Let me have a look. I've got it written down, of course.
Can't do
46.
any better than that, really.
No,
if they can keep that. If they can keep that form up, then you've got. It's wide open who wins. I think it is still a little bit wide open in the north. Who we think? I think Lancashire are the favourites.
Yeah.
But I think Napier as well.
No. If we're going for who's my favourites to win the North right now, just because of the postseason form of
Napier.
The Green last year and the Rams historically, I'm giving it to Napier. I mean, they made it to the semi-finals last year to face Northumbria. Obviously, I think Northumbria travelled. No, they did. Northumbria travelled to Napier, still beat them. I can't see why it's not Napier. I can't see why it's not. Don't get me wrong. If the Rams do win it, if the Green win it, I won't be surprised. But for me, anyway, Napier, that's why they're my number 1 ranked team in Division 1. Simple as that. Do you want to move on to Midlands? We'll talk more about the Green, obviously, now. But Leicester, fall to 0-4. Hard road.
It's getting
it's getting very, very dicey for the Longhorns. I mean, when you look at that div, I mean, it was, I think the majority of our preseason predictions had the Leicester Longhorns going down, and with 0-4 now, 32-0 against the Sabres, who lost 50-0 to Hallam the week before. There's some football maths there that are putting the Leicester Longhorns in a difficult position. Again, I still don't think, even with that 46-0 loss the Derby Braves suffered over the Green, I think they'll still be up. Again, Edgehill and Liverpool are still what's the opposite of the favourites? The unfavourites to go down.
So they are the favourites to go down.
They are the favourites to go down. I was trying to make it funny, but it's not going to work.
It don't work for that one.
But Nottingham Green, 3-0.
But doing nicely.
They're doing nicely. Like I think
they've got better every year.
Yeah, which is great to as a seconds team, they are in a very good university for it. But I mean, it would be very, very interesting to see Nottingham Green go up and Nottingham have both the Premiership and the National Premiership side.
It would be, if anything, it's probably testament to them as an entire program.
100%.
That green team isn't seen as a twos team.
No.
It is. It's part of the same club. It's all one thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's why you see them doing as well as they are, because they just keep pushing on. Like I said, it helps being at Nottingham. Facilities are unreal. The quality of players they're getting as well. But I can see them in the Prem in a couple of years. The way it's going,
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I think that they are going to make the playoffs. Obviously, depending on what they do, but obviously we're in November. We've still got months to play. Though it is mad. Next week, week 7, we are halfway point of the regular season. Makes me ill to think about. It makes me
still
ill.
don't know anything.
We don't know anything
going on.
No, well, we know some things, but not as much as we normally do. South West. Let's start. Barracuda improved to 2-2, 14-0 over the Plymouth Blitz. It's sort of like what we said the week or last week. The Bristol Barracudas 0-2 was not the same as other teams 0-2 because they're the 2 in 0-2 was Bournemouth. So they obviously beat the Stags last week 7-0. Another shutout here. Plymouth 14-0. I really do, and we'll get on to the Bournemouth. This is another thing. We'll get on to this, Alex, about the North 2, the North East 2, and why that I've dropped them so heavily because it's just annoyed me. But we'll talk about that in a second.
What mess is going? What is going on up there? There's no football.
I think there's a real good possibility that I think it's on the 5th of December. It's a Friday night lights game. Bristol versus Bath. Oh, that's a great game of football. I cannot, and I'm so happy that I'm definitely going down for it. Whether in what capacity, whether I think Bristol have asked me to do their live comms, which I'm more than happy to. But I don't care. I'm going down there anyway. That's a great game of football. But I mean, Bristol proved to 2-2, looking good, but. This is the game I want to talk about. The Bath Killer Bees 19, the Bournemouth University Bobcats 24. So, obviously, with the fun day out in Bath, I was there yesterday. The Bournemouth University Bobcats, uncharacteristically, look beatable. They do not look like the team that I thought they were. And I'm sure that, I know that as much as I ranked them highly, or still got them ranked highly, still in the top 5, that I know that I know that Coach Rains doesn't like it when I do that, right? I know that he doesn't like it when I rank them highly, but it was a strange game. 18 unanswered points by Bournemouth, and then 19 unanswered points by Bath. And if not for an absolute screamer from Alfie Burks in I think there was maybe 24 seconds left to give Bournemouth the lead, it was not looking good. Heads were dropping pretty quickly for Bournemouth because they know what the situation is. That points penalty means they lose a game. It's done for them. They're not going anywhere.
That is just stressful.
And
where were they? What yard line were they on when they had that last shot?
Oh God, I'm not. I think they had made it just into Bath's side of the field. I might be lying. And they had no timeouts either. That was it was
Bath, what have you done?
It was pure stress. I've got it's really bad, but this was like the proper journalist in me. I got how you have the glory of winning and the agony of defeat. I've got a picture of just the Bath players after the Bournemouth score, and they're all just like this, and it's like they had it. Like Bath had it, and I do want to show. I do want to give some credit, or I want to give not some credit. I do want to give credit to the Bath Killer Bees, and specifically their quarterback, number 10 George Goodridge, and one of their receivers, number 20 Oscar Saville, because they were just connecting in that second half, and it was just fantastic. I mean, there was so much to-ing and fro-ing with flags on Bath's final scoring play, and Goodridge just managed to just dink it over the top. And I mean, the Bath sideline was obviously going crazy, and the Bournemouth sideline was quiet. Not just nothing.
I think it's if there's any positive. I mean, there are positives that Bath can take from the game, and it's that they can have their backs absolutely against the wall.
Yeah,
And that's, if they get to the playoffs, that's a very dangerous weapon to have.
this is it. Like as much as it's a loss for the Killer Bees, I come away from that game more impressed with Bath than I am from Bournemouth. Don't get me wrong, Bournemouth have the clutch factor, but for me, over the last few years, when I've looked at Bournemouth, it's been the team has basically been a complete team. There's sort of it's a team effort. It's not unfractured. Everyone's on the same page. Looking at it yesterday and being there, it didn't feel that way, and I think that is the attribute that allowed the Bath Killer Bees to get back into the game, because it was almost a case of like, well, we're sort of 18 points up now. It was uncharacteristic arrogance from the Bobcats, which they haven't, which I don't feel as though they've really had the last few years. They know that, like, I know that you don't think that, but for me, like, I don't think they've had, like, it's okay, well, we're up. What are they going to do? Because Bath weren't doing a whole lot in the first half, as you can see by the scoreline. And Bath just came out and just, cool, calm, and collected. Like their QB, he just cool, calm, and collected the whole time.
Have they? I think this is it. Have Bournemouth lost their fear factor? By that I mean, like, our teams. I don't know if teams were scared to play them before, but have they lost that factor of, okay, we're playing Bournemouth this week, let's just get it over with, kind of thing?
Now, yes, I think so. But
we're not saying they're not a great team, because I think they're still a great team. No,
we're not. But we have sort of asterisk this whole thing, like me thinking, okay, they're B-ball. That's just a strange thing. Credit to Bournemouth. They've played 5 games on the bounce, and they've won all of them. On the bounce is hard. And within those 5 games, they have beaten Bristol twice and have beaten Bath twice. They've beaten Plymouth as well, but then on the other side of the season, they're going to be facing Plymouth once and Southampton twice. And I do not think that Plymouth or Southampton are going to be able to get the job done against the Bobcats. However, I'll caveat that as well. When it comes to the postseason, I'm not as confident that the Bobcats will be representing the South on BUCS Big Wednesday. That's what I'm saying, is that if the Bobcats that showed up yesterday, obviously after a 5-game stretch, so it's going to be completely difficult. If they show up to a playoff game where, let's be honest, they're probably going to be on the road and they'll be going up against, I don't know, but let's say they meet Kent or OBU or Hearts, or, depending on how the rest of the season goes, Brighton. There's something there where, I wouldn't bet the house. I wouldn't bet the house.
I think it's the D1 South is the most open it's been in.
Yeah.
I'm going through all the years. I'm trying to think. So post COVID, we've had SGS absolutely dominant force. We've had Portsmouth. Maybe that's the only other year where it's like, okay.
I mean, because
I think shocked a lot of people.
I mean, because like that seemed like Bournemouth's year as well. But then, to be fair, the year after that, I mean,
Exeter.
that was Exeter's through and through.
Yeah.
And then
last year, you had Bournemouth and Brunel, like,
yeah,
that being the final enormous
to the wire. But then
I don't know.
Put this: it's going to be an entertaining road to watch for the Bobcats. That's one thing that it's going to be. But I mean, our 5 games on the bounce, they need a rest. They're a good side, but they need and they deserve a rest.
That's probably it as well. That's probably what played off a part as well. It's 5 games in the row. 100%. It's awful.
Like I spoke to Coach Rains about it, and that was one of the points he did bring up. And don't get me wrong, he's completely correct. But I mean, I leave that impressed with Bath. I think Bath could be a dark horse. I think they're going to make the playoffs now. But when it comes to it, I'm just saying that game on the 5th of December, Bristol versus Bath, is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot wait to go down for it. I cannot wait. I think that's going to be an incredible game. Because
why did they not just go 4 deep? I don't understand. Why did they not just play cover, like just go absolutely send everything? But then it's, I guess, Joe's their kicker, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a great kicker.
But
missing.
also, I mean, like the Alfie already ran one in, and Alfie was very much light on his feet, and I trust that he would have been able to get out of bounds closer and closer. There was still time left on the clock to have a shorter attempt, but there was time there. I understand. I understand. Why Bath played the coverage that they did. I'll put it just like that. So we're gonna we've a long time spent on the southeast one. Still though, sorry, the southwest one. So we're gonna move on to the southeast one because Kingston had that walkover, that -2 removed. 0-3 for the UCL Emperors. KCL haven't only their second game of the season. Pretty good. 35-0 for the Regents. I think it's going to be the battle now. KCL find themselves in that top 3, even though Brighton did lose to Kent 24-0. Brighton still beat Kent 12-0. That's still impressive, but I mean, going to give it more to the Falcons.
I think KCL. I still don't know.
No,
I can't really make a informed decision as to how good they are. All I have been told is I think their QB hurdled someone yesterday standing up. So I need someone from Kings, and I know Nana's in the comments. Nana, please
send it.
Please
send it. Send it over.
That is,
put it on.
Last time I remember that happening was Surrey. Do you remember Surrey? This might actually predate you. I think it was when there was a tsunami and someone did that. And it was the most absurd thing I'd ever seen.
Wasn't it the Brighton tsunami?
Mm.
He said, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, that predates me. Then I wasn't around at the time of the tsunami." But again, like the southeast one is open. Let's be honest. KCL, Brighton, and Kent all doing it. I mean, UCL and Kingston very much fighting for the bottom. There you go. There's Coach Nana. Send it. Send the footage. Yeah, I'm interested to see how it progresses. But I mean, Kent taking their big step to sort of reclaim it. Only one game in the Southern one this week. And I mean, don't get me wrong, no one was thinking the Brum Lions were getting relegated. I certainly didn't think so. But the UEA Pirates, 36-2, the Lions take the victory.
It's looking. We got no clue who's winning that division.
We haven't got any clues winning that division, but I mean, at the bottom of the table,
it's not looking good, Brev.
It's not looking good. I mean, UEA moving to the southeast one might be one of the biggest Uniball betrayals I've ever seen in my life. Like,
what, from the southeast to the south? it's look, there's only 70 miles difference. So I don't. If they start coming out and saying it's because we've had to travel, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
It's such a good division, but I mean, I'm sure that the Lions
are probably. Southeast division is great this year as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure the Birmingham Lions are very much upset that the safety. Well, I imagine it was a safety. It could have been a blocked extra point going forward. I mean, the sheer effort if it was, but yeah, I mean, just as simple as that. I mean, Brum back on form. I'm very. How's the Prem National? Yes, we have spoken about the Prem National. Well, I just can't wait for the playoffs. I know we're only in like the end of week 6, but I can't wait for the playoffs. I cannot wait. That Div 1 South playoff picture is going to be absolutely amazing. I can't wait for the long snap out the end zone. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, like I can't wait for it because I don't know, like Brum in the playoffs, give me
that long snapper. Make that long snapper run laps at training, all the training. Should be ashamed. No, it's nice.
So Div 2, not too many games in D2 this week. 2 in the Midlands. From what we hear, the Coventry University Jets ran all over the Lincoln Colonials. From what we're told, again, this is from Cam, so again, obviously take it with a pinch of salt. That it was the Jets didn't throw a pass all game.
That's proper Div 2 Uniball right there.
They didn't throw a single pass, and again, we'll obviously get the stats out. We've spoken to the Jets about getting their stats for the Halliday stuff, and again, Cam said that total yardage on the ground was 400 yards, and I'm just like, my lord. Obviously, like Lincoln struggling now. I mean, they're promotion and Lincoln; those words do now no longer go together. I still think, and especially when we move on to the next game, it's going to be going to one of the Cambridge sides. Let's just say, good on the Jets. They've got a win. Good for Coventry. But the bigger game, Cambridge ARU 14-13 for the Siege, and they will face each other again.
Yes.
I mean, this.
When is that?
I think it may be last week of the season. Let me check.
Oh, because we haven't got a game that day. I'm going to go watch, and I'm going to say to the grandparents, come watch some absolute Cambridge excellence here.
Come and watch the best game you've ever seen take place in Cambridge. It's the final week of the season. It's the 22nd of February. That is going to be
I'm free. I'm gonna go.
That's going to be a promotion game in the final week of the season, because I don't think they're going to have. I don't think they're going to lose to anyone else, either squad, right? But obviously, with it only being a 1-point game, the door is open for the Pythons to come in and steal it at the last minute, and that's exciting.
But last game of the Uniball BUCS have blessed us with a schedule.
To be fair, dependent on some of the other week 14 fixtures, Cambridge is a long way away, but that game might be an all-time classic. That game might be an all-time classic, and I mean, if you're not playing, then that probably means that I'm, not doing anything. So that's. But yeah, I mean, fixture. So South Western 2, Bath Spa make their season debut, 54-0 to the Swansea Titans. I mean, Bath Spa, obviously, they're one of the teams that everyone, will always root for. Let's be completely honest. But I mean, Swansea are making their case to really, really go just bounce up and down.
Look, if they go up, then great. But please do something.
Yeah, that's all we ask.
Sick of it.
That's all we ask. And I think that's why I'm annoyed. Is because I want someone else to go up, or I want Swansea to do something. So I mean, either give it to the. But I mean, it's going to be Bullets 2 versus Swansea. Let's be completely honest. That's what it's going to be. That's going to be the game that's going to decide who's heading up from the Southern one. Again, Swansea looking pretty good. I mean, they've still got some of the players who were around, when they made the D2 final against Brighton and got promoted, specifically, Jacob Harris, even when, I was still associated with the Gladiators, he was one of the players that they're like, oh, yeah, we should probably watch out for him. But yeah, it's as simple as that. But I'd say in not for you, of course, but one of the big shocks of the week here, which shouldn't really be a shock because the Surrey Stingers are a good side. The Surrey Stingers defeat the Sussex Saxons 16-8. And considering that I had the Saxons as my number one Div 2 team, they're going to have it and win it. But then it sets it up for the Surrey Stingers versus the Reading Knights. That's the game now. That's the big one. And I don't know when it is. So I'm going to go and check.
I don't know who even gets that one.
It's going to be an absolutely fantastic game. And it's a game where I hope that I'm free. I hope that I am free. Are you playing on the 8th of February? February.
I don't think so. I think we got a bye week before we play SGS. So I'm free.
Oh, is that? Oh, and it's at Reading as well. That's only an hour from me. I'm going to that one as well. I need to see it with my... Yeah. Reading put up 28 against Chichester and Sussex put up 50. That's a very good point, but Reading haven't lost a game yet, and neither have Surrey. And at the end of the day, when it comes to promotion, that's what the first point of call is going to be.
I feel like you can't look into scores when you're trying to compare them anymore. Perfect example is Exeter put 20 on Brunel, but they're bottom of the table.
Yeah,
they put like it's. Oh fuck.
you right. So not only
No.
so not only have you done the meme, but you've also sworn. So that's
I
perfect.
I didn't finish it. It's fine.
But I mean,
James ruined it last week with his.
He did ruin it. I did have a go at him as well. But I mean, like if you look at the last few years, like I really have been trying to push this Surrey versus Sussex is a rivalry fixture at this point. Sussex have managed to get the best of them the last two times. The Surrey Stingers over the last two seasons have seemed a bit subdued. They've not been living up to expectations. Beating the Sussex Saxons, you can immediately go, well, okay, Surrey are one of the top teams.
Surrey are massive.
Surrey massive. And so my power rankings for Div 2 this week, they are very Southern heavy. Let me tell you why. Because I'm not sure how. I do think I've done Cambridge Pythons dirty. I will say that. I think they are a good team when it comes to playoffs. I think they'll make an impact, but I think that they'll. I'm not going to say I think they'll be travelling because of how close their game with ARU was. The problem is because in the North East, it is halfway point of the season and no one has won a game. It's really difficult. Like I think that York and Sunderland are both good teams, but neither of them have won a game. Right? And that is due to postponements and the fact that York have got 2 draws. No, I can't tell. I do think they're good. Now in the Northwest, because the teams aren't playing as much as they would maybe want. We haven't seen Liverpool. We haven't seen LJMU Fury yet, which is obviously crazy. But again, postponements happen. We've only seen one game out of the Storm, and we've only seen one game out of Lancaster. So
it's an odd place.
So it's difficult for me to really gauge the Northern 2 when you've got one league full of draws and one league full of teams that realistically haven't played yet, including one of the teams that I think could be a top contender who hasn't played a single game yet. So that's why it's very Southern heavy.
But that Northeast division is comical.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, how's no one?
I mean, honestly, because
obviously,
no one
got a 3G pitch. Please, come on, you're in the Northeast. You know it rains. You know it's not. Just obviously it's money, isn't it? But please, someone get a 3G pitch up there.
No, because obviously, friend of the show, head coach of the York Centurions, Colin McPherson. I mean, I could just tell that I didn't have to message him. I just knew that after the second draw, that man was bemused. He was sick of it already, So
I would love if no one wins a game in the entire season, just draws and postponements.
It is crazy that we're about to enter December, and Liverpool. So LJMU Fury not played, York St John not played.
The weather's not getting any better.
This is it, right? The weather's not getting any better, and realistically, LJMU and YSJ have the chance to be the most prepared teams that have ever stepped foot on a Uniball field.
Imagine to play. When did they play the first games?
When did they? Well, I mean, both of them have had games postponed. So, yes. So they were supposed to play, but I'm unsure of when their next fixtures are. So I will have a gander now. So York St John should be taking on the York Centurions on Sunday, and then they'll face Sunderland next week. Again, this is all shoulds. They all shoulds because we don't really know what the weather will look like. But again, it's also Salford. They've only played one game. I do rate Salford, but if only played one game against Kiel, and if their first game was against Lancaster, then I'd imagine they'd still be in the rankings even still. But so the LJMU Fury, their next scheduled game. Here we go. Jay Miller, 7th of December. They're playing on the last week of the first half of the regular season. Their
All right,
first
then.
game.
All right, well done, lads. All right, have a good Christmas. Bye. And then there's a month left of the season.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. I mean, LGM are gonna have to squeeze all their fixtures, but gonna see if they're up to the pressure. But I mean, just
I see. If the weather's
just
bad, the
incredible.
weather's bad, isn't it? There's nothing to do about it.
No, like don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming anyone, but I just mean in terms of like the power rankings, why it's Southern heavy is because, well, the Southern teams have simply played more games and won more games.
I think there's more teams in the South as well.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's like, but then it opens the door. Apart from Anglia Ruskin, taking that 1 point lead against Cambridge, but even still, that's not sort of there's no cut and dry favourites in any of the Div 2 divisions. If you really deep it, because South East 2, no, Midlands, no, but it's probably going to be between ARU and Cambridge. The Southwest, no. South East, it looks like it could be Imperial, but considering that they have to play QMBL again, and they only won by 1 point last time, very much the same as the Midlands 2. It could be QMBL, could be Imperial. I mean, City are 1-0-1, so there's space there. I mean, Southwest is probably either going to be between the Bullets and the Titans, and then in the Southern it's going to probably be between the Stingers and the Knights. So we don't live in a Uniball depression. That's the bottom line here. We live in a Uniball. What we've learned is
we're thriving.
What we've learned is because we're like pundits for the Uniball. Normally we're like, oh, you know what, we like to be able to pick games and have the knowledge, but we don't have the knowledge because everything's so close.
It's close.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at the rankings right now. You only got 2 Northern teams, no 3. I'm sorry. I'm not counting ARU as a Northern team. I don't care if they play in the Midlands. They are not a Northern team.
Yes, they are.
They're in Cambridge, for God's sake.
By definition, they are, because they play in the north.
They're further south than UEA.
Yeah, well, I know that.
No, not having it. Because by definition, I'm from the Midlands then, am I? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right. I mean, but that is the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. That is the bottom line. Uniball is thriving. If you had a good day yesterday, send your stats in. We'll make some lovely graphics for you and put them out probably on Wednesday. We will see you on Friday at 6 for our preview show of week 7. We might have a live streaming game announcement for this Sunday. We have not confirmed it yet, but we might do so. Stay
We're expecting.
Stay attached to the socials as we on. We might be bringing you a game on Sunday, but that's it.
Cardiff, are you doing
Uniball
Cardiff
up.
Cardiff away?
No,
just do Brunel games. Just go Cardiff.
Are you playing Cardiff?
Yeah.
Oh, this week.
Yeah.
See that's talk for the preview show, not the recap show. Get your facts right.
No,
Again, bottom line, Uniball is thriving. Goodbye.